If your social media feed looks anything like mine, there's a good chance you've probably heard of a brand called Lacemade. At one point, I felt like they were all over my explore page. They are very popular and very well known for having aesthetic, princessy, cottagecore-y fantasy dresses. Now, I get comments and requests to test and try out quite a few different brands, but Lacemade is by far and away one of the most popular ones that I've been requested to review. And that kind of makes sense. My personal style is kind of girly, feminine, cutesy, princessy. A lot of describing words that people would also use to describe Lacemade's clothes. Now, I have actually done a video on them before, so if you haven't seen that one, I would recommend going and checking that out. But since I made that video a year ago, Lacemade have only gotten more and more popular, and I still get people asking me to try more from Lacemade. And my last review was actually a little bit of a mixed bag, but I do believe in second chances, and I'm a curious cat. My curiosity can't be quenched. So I have had a look at their website, I've investigated, I've picked out some pieces, and we're gonna try them on. Okay, here we are on the Lacemade website. It's actually not my first time on this website. About a year ago, I did a review on Lacemade. I had some things I liked about it, and I had some things that I did not like about it. And then a bit of a twist, the Lacemade team DM'd me on Instagram. They slid into my DMs, and they were like, we would like to send you some stuff to make some content about. And I was like, have you seen the content I've already made? And so I sent them the link to my review, and I just said, here's the link to my review. Have you seen it? Like, would be happy to make some more content about it, because I do think Lacemade is a very interesting brand, and I think a lot of you are very interested in it. And obviously, if I can try some things and let you know, the quality of them and if they're good or not, like, I think that's useful. So I sent them the link and just said, hey, have you seen this? And they were like, yeah, that's fine. So let's move ahead. And I went, okay. I'm not sure how much of the review they did actually watch, but I just thought it was interesting and kind of, you know what, props to them, because it was not like a glowing positive review. And when I make this content, they don't need to have approvals for it. They don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know what I'm going to say. And, there are brands where, I will say like 90% positive things, like on the whole, I like them, but I might have some criticisms, and then they won't want to work together as a result. In saying that though, I am going into this with good faith. I'm happy to give, second chances, especially because I did like some of the stuff from the video. I kept one of the dresses, and you can see here in their best sellers, like, they make really unique stuff. And they also have a curve/plus size range, which I think is great. This one was one that I nearly ordered last time, and that is a contender. It's just so pretty. I see why it's one of their best sellers. And this dress is 70% cotton, 30% viscose, really pretty details. I feel like this is a contender. This one I already reviewed, so if you haven't seen my review from last year, I did already review this corset, but quick tip, size up if you have honkers of any size. See, something like this I feel like is still really unique and very special, but it doesn't lean too cosplay or like costumey, because I like something that's a little bit different, like a little bit special, you know what I mean? But sometimes I feel like the bows and the extra bits can feel a little bit much, just for me personally. So I feel like this is a really nice balance. Nylon, spandex, and polyester, that does make sense because it is kind of like a lacy lingerie style, and that is actually mostly what a lot of lingerie is made of. I did try on something similar to this last time, so maybe I should go for something different. Speaking of which, it was this one, I think. No, actually, it was this one. They're very similar though. I always find it so funny where websites which normally do list the materials, like when they put new items on or something, they don't list the materials. It's so interesting. They list the materials on everything else, but then not this one. Fair enough. I feel like I definitely have to do one of these corset dresses because I feel like that's what they're really well known for. I always come back to this one because I saw a girl at an event that I went to who was wearing this dress and it looked so cute on her. But equally, should I do something with a bit of color? I feel like I just love a little white dress. Although I feel like technically this is not a little white dress because it's like midi length. But this like a unique corset belt situation, I feel like I didn't go for it last time, so maybe we should go for it this time. I feel like maybe this one. I love the green and pink, and it does have that corset belt. There's kind of like a lot going on, like a lot of different elements and details, but it is cotton, and then it has a synthetic lining. It just looks very princessy and unique. And I love like a green and pink moment. Let's have a look at some reviews actually. Okay, 5 stars. Oh my gosh, beautiful. Okay, never fails to get compliments. Love it so much. Wore it for an engagement photo shoot. Oh my gosh, so cute. Congratulations if you see this. Runs super small. Sized up in this dress is still way too small. That was one thing I remember from last time, is that the sizing was a little bit all over the shop. Should have been at least an instruction manual. So there's some criticisms, but then everyone's just being like, gorgeous, most stunning dress I own. Okay, true to size. I feel like the most tasty snack in this dress, never want to take it off. Okay, that's a good endorsement. Cute dress, but I've never hated a dress more and wanted to tear it apart and rip it and yell at someone's face for such a stupid design than I do now. You cannot hide this dress on your own unless you have eyes on your neck. It is impossible. Spent over an hour trying. Unless you have someone else to do it, it is not worth the money. And the design for the back is so crap, it should be burned. I hate your dress. 3 stars though. Now, looking at the size chart, I would go for the medium. However, I do feel like everyone is saying you need to size up. So I am gonna size up to a large because last time I did find that my tatas were a little bit too big for some of the dresses. And it does have this corset belt that you can kind of cinch in. So I feel like because of that, I can size up and then, you know, cinch it in and it's gonna be fine. A lot of the Lacemade dresses, like I would say all 4 of these are probably synthetic. I wonder if I can just search for like cotton. Okay, I've come across this, which I haven't seen on their website before, I don't think, but it's like this t-shirt dress. It's made of 100% cotton. So it really is like a t-shirt dress. I mean, they say that, but you know, sometimes people are like, it's a t-shirt, but then it's made of nylon. My only concern is about how this line here, like the bust line will sit. I really like this. And I feel like this is something that I could really easily like pop on. It's unique. It's kind of at that nice intersection between casual, but then something a little bit special. People are saying true to size, 1 size up, size down, mixed messages, but everyone is saying it's really soft and comfy, kind of speaking my language. We're getting a mix between runs big, runs small is true to size. So that means I'm probably just gonna go for my size if we're getting a mix, and if it's meant to be a little bit of a stretch situation. Also because it's a fit and flare, I'll just go for the size for my bust and waist because like it's got plenty of flare. So let's do a medium. Ooh, Lucy when she sees something baby blue. That's cute. Is it too similar to the thing that I just picked though? Like, is it a t-shirt sort of dress? I do also really like that Lacemade often do their styles in a short and a long. I think that's cool. 96% cotton, 4% spandex. I like this, but I'm making the executive decision to go for something else. This is so interesting. We're coming into summer in Australia, and this seems very like summery, cute little dress that you just slip on. 100% cotton, but then a synthetic lining. Rose shaved ice dress. Dress fits perfectly, has a thin fabric, but that's fine to me because it makes it easy to wear when it's hot. Okay. That actually is giving. Seriously snatches the waist so well. I got my usual size and it was the perfect length. Possibly my new favorite dress, period. It's so flattering. A perfect everyday dress. Got the medium and it fits like a dream. I mean, it does actually look so good. Oh my gosh, I love the styling here with like a little green cardigan. I have a little green cardigan. I'm intrigued. I feel like yes. I feel like we get this. We're gonna get this in a medium. And with that, I believe we have our 3 items. I think it's like an interesting range. There is so much on the Lacemade website, like even just looking here, like this little yellow dress. I'm not really a yellow girl, but like this little yellow dress is so cute. But hopefully with that selection, we shall see. So we shall find out together when they arrive. But before we get into the rest of the video, something that I am quite passionate about, and you can probably tell by the content of my channel, is trying to become a smarter shopper. And that's why I am partnering with Coupert, who are sponsoring this video. Coupert is a free extension designed to help consumers save money while shopping online. And before you ask, there's no sneaky link hijacking situation going on, okay? It's not like some other browser extensions, okay? With 8 million active users, Coupert works on over 200,000 online retailers and helps you with coupon testing, cashback, and price comparison so you can be a smarter shopper. With Black Friday coming up and some of the sales already starting, I am planning to purchase a couple of things that I've had on my wish list for a while. And I actually found that I could save even more using coupons that I didn't even know existed, because Coupert can automatically find and apply coupon codes to help you save money on your shopping. And look, even if there wasn't an additional saving, it still feels good knowing that I haven't left any money on the table. Like, I've done my due diligence. And given that there are so many different sales on with so many different retailers that sometimes sell the same thing, Coupert can help you with their price comparison tool, making sure you're getting the best deal that's available. And don't forget to see if cashback is available at any of the retailers that you're shopping at so that you're making the most of your shopping for Black Friday and the holiday season. And you can click the link in the description to start saving with Coupert today. A big thank you again to Coupert for sponsoring this video. And with that, let's get back into the rest of the video. And as you can see, I have 3 dresses. I feel like I just said that with the same cadence as like twice as yes or yes, where they're like, you have 2 choices.
You got 2 choices.
We have 3 choices. Dress, dress, or dress. Now, normally in this part of the video, if I have ordered from the company, I will let you know if anything irregular happened or if it was just kind of usual. But because Lacemade reached out to me and I didn't go through the normal ordering process, I can't really comment. However, last time I did order everything myself, and I would direct you back to that first video because I did have a bit of an interesting situation with ordering and shipping. Please confirm if this is the case, you know, kind regards. And they did not respond. And then I did follow up on that query and I just said, hi, just following up, I'm hoping to get an answer to my question. And they also ignored me. I don't know if that's changed, that was a year ago. And I'm really interested to see how this round is gonna go, but I'm hoping that my learnings and my experience from buying from them myself last time will inform how we go this time. I also just wanna point out that there are just 4 floral printed dresses in frame. Didn't realize that until just now. I see why people recommend it to me, okay? I understand. I like a little floral dress. They make floral dresses. If I could put a name on my style, I would call it like casual princess or like off-duty princess, because I really like cutesy and feminine details, but I also really like being comfy and it's like a little bit more low-key. Some would say basic, and that is fair. I would say a lot of Lacemade's range is just a little bit more elevated. It's a little bit more princessy, capital P, maybe a little TM on the end. So let's start with this one. This is the Rose Shaved Ice dress. It retails at $64 US, so that's just under about 100 Australian. Although I do want to mention, Lacemade is one of those websites where I see a lot of sales and deals for them constantly. So if you are interested in any of the pieces, I would recommend for you to wait for a sale or make sure you use a code. I believe Lacemade had also sent me a discount code I can share with you. I'll pop the details down in the description for you regarding that. I mean, so far it looks like it does on the website. That is one thing that I commend Lacemade on. You know, the pieces always look as they do on the website when they come. But in terms of quality and fit, well, I'm just gonna have to try it on. I'm just gonna have to put it on my little meat sack. I was gonna say something, I'm gonna let you think first. I'm just gonna First off, I just want to say that the quality of the fabric and the pattern and everything is really nice. On the listing, it did say that it was mostly cotton, but then there was a polyester lining, but it's actually just a triangle here and there. So a minimal use of synthetic fabric. So this is like a very breathable feeling light summery sundress. Also the color combo, I was worried that I wouldn't like this sort of like off-white and then like a sort of pale yellow creamy color. Historically, I have beef with the color cream. It just doesn't really agree with me, but wearing it on with little pops of pink and green, I don't know, I thought that might be an issue for me. I'm not feeling that way. Now, in terms of sizing and fit, I feel like this is where I have historically had the most beef with Lacemade, because I feel like their sizing is quite inconsistent, and you can see that in the reviews that we looked at on the website as well. So here's the thing, this is a medium. I feel like I have quite a bit of extra space here around the waist, but also the bust area. Like at the moment, I would describe this as like a comfortable, slightly roomy fit, which is nice. It's like drapey, it's a sundress. And then going a size down, I feel like it would be more of like a cinched kind of fit, which for this style of dress, I think I would prefer. But also up the top, I feel like there is so much room in the bust. So it's like the opposite problem to last time. And I am wearing a bra underneath, but it's just like floating around the top. Like there's so much extra space here. But according to the size chart, I should sit in this measurement, but I feel like I've got a lot of room. I like the dress, but there's just something a little bit off, and it's really the bust area that I think that's throwing me. Whether it's just that or it's how this goes with the proportions of everything else. There's something, I don't know what it is, and that's not a very helpful review. I'm not sure. I can't 100% tell if it's a construction fit sort of thing that I have a problem with, or if it's just a stylistic thing that I just don't particularly like. And I do want to say, as I always do in these videos, I never expect anything off the rack or in standard sizing to like perfectly fit. Like if I like a piece, I'm always happy to make alterations within reason. There's just so much room in these like cups. That's the trouble with first impressions. I'm like, there's something, I just don't know what it is. Also, I haven't mentioned this yet, but one thing I really like is the length. The length is like perfect. Like short enough for it to feel cutesy, summery, flirty. But I just want to see how this looks with a little green cardigan, because someone styled it like that in the reviews and I thought that looked really good. I mean, I feel like it kind of just obscures the part about it that bothers me the most. I feel like I like it as a combo, although the crop of it then sort of makes me wish it was more like cinched because of the way the proportions hit. Mixed feelings. Okay, next up we have the Lavender Sweetheart T-shirt dress. And it retails for $69 US, but it's currently on sale for $58 US, which is about 90 Australian dollars. This one I'm low-key like maybe the most excited about, just because I feel like this is the kind of thing, a very easy piece that you can just throw on that I would probably get the most wear out of, which to me, getting a lot of wear out of something is, you know, a metric in my wardrobe where I'm like, okay, that's value to me. So I am excited. Let's try it on. Well, we did it, Joe. In a twist no one saw coming, Lucy likes the t-shirt dress, the dress that is the most simple. But there's something about the design of a t-shirt dress, if you will, that is just very simple. So I think it's just a bit easier to execute. And because it's this sort of like pointelle cotton fabric, it just has like a little bit of like natural sort of give that I think it kind of slays. Sort of like Alice from Twilight, but also American Girl doll specific crossover. But I feel like it's also that kind of like retro revival that was popular in like the 2010s or like late 2000s. That was like twee, you know, like Zooey Deschanel, modcloth.com vibes. I'm really pulling a lot of random references. I'm not sure if all of them make sense, but in my mind, her web connects them all. Can you hate me for just loving a good old fashioned fit and flare? Very roomy, very comfortable. I also got this in a medium. Did I say that? Got it in a medium. But the cut where the sort of bust is meant to be in the pattern, you can see it there, is slightly coming up. I have to just pull it down and adjust it. You can't really tell because it's like, you know, but I would argue that if you had a bust much larger than mine, you might want to size up. This is the same size as that dress and my bust was really small in it. This is probably the best in terms of Lacemade sizing that I've had. But again, this is a forgiving cut and a forgiving fabric. Anyway, can we go back to talking about how cute it is? This is so cute. The length of this, delightful. Perfect length. Oh, also you can have it styled like this. This is how the model styled it. I think it actually looks cuter on here. Like I think that's like a cuter look, but I appreciate that we can do this. Also, again, not flashing you. This has like an underlayer here. So there's like a little tank top situation built in to the dress. There's one small thing, and this is very just like Lucy's picky specific core. The little rosette on the dress is like on top of the bow. Down the bottom, it's all just these little pink bows. But I'm like, ooh, what if I took the little rose off and it's just a bow and it matched with the other bows? This bow is just slightly more neon-y and saturated than anything else on the dress. It's like the one thing where I'm like, maybe if it was just the bow. This is like top tier for me. I have no issues. I'll have to see how it wears and washes. But as of right now, this is like my favorite thing I tried on from Lacemade. I think it's super cute. So this is the Fleur Poetry corset dress. It retails for 119 US dollars, which is about 185 Australian dollars. I can't help but draw a comparison to the other very popular sort of floral cottagecore dresses, which are the House of CB ones. And those ones retail for about like 200 Australian dollars to like 400. There's something about the cotton, like cottagecore House of CB dresses that just... And a reminder that I got this in a large because everyone on the reviews was saying that it was very small. But something I do want to point out that I've noticed is that everyone was complaining on the reviews that the corset came unlaced and it was like very difficult and very annoying to like do up. But I haven't done this up. It just came like this. And I don't know if they have now just started shipping it all done up and ready for everyone, or if just this one specifically was shipped done up potentially. Like the other two dresses, the quality of the fabric and the print and everything, it looks beautiful. It looks just like it does online. It's just a question of how it looks on. So let's put it on. There's just something about putting on a princess dress. Like, is this something that I would wear every day in my everyday life? Not necessarily. Is it so pretty? Yeah. It's really pretty. I do want to say, I got this in a large and the reviews were saying, hey, this is really tight. It's really tight. This is my karma for saying with the first dress, I wish it was more cinched. They said, we'll give you cinch, which it gives princessy vibes, but also like, you know, in Pirates of the Caribbean, when like Keira Knightley's like, ah, and she like kind of falls over the cliff. It's giving that kind of vibe. Even before I did the belt up, I was like, whoa, it's tight. So definitely size up. And now I know this isn't probably a like legit corset in like the, you know, official sense, but it has like a corset detail where it's got the boning, which does actually feel really nice and like supportive here. So I was like, oh, maybe I don't need to wear a bra, because with the House of CB dresses, I hate to bring them up again, don't hate to. I feel like if you're looking at dresses like these, it's kind of a good comparison. Some of those ones from memory have like a bit of an underwire, like bust support, like the support kind of goes all the way up to the bust. Those ones I feel like you don't need to wear a bra, and sorry, to clarify, you don't have to wear a bra with anything, in my opinion. But sometimes it's like, is this a dress where you shouldn't wear a bra because it's like already got like bra built in, or is it like optional, or you know what I mean? Like what's the situation for the honkers? That's what I'm going for. So there's actually 2 layers of boning. There's one on top here, and there's one underneath here as well. So there's a lot of boning going on. Yeah, there's a lot of boning happening all around the world at any time. But the cups are just the fabric. There's like nothing else. So for me personally and my bosoms, I did feel like I still needed some support. Again, I feel like I didn't have to contend with the lacing corset issue. It was already done up, so I literally just had to do a belt up at the back. Sorry, the oxygen is being cut off to my brain, so it's just taking me a little bit longer. You know, like looking at it on the website, I was like, it's a lot of dress. Maybe that could be too much dress for me, but wearing it on, I really like it. I'm surprised by how much I enjoy it. And again, interesting, because I'm like, wow, this is really tight, and like, I couldn't go a size down, and this is a large. And so that was correct that everyone said to size up, but again, an inconsistency there, because I feel like the medium in that one was like a little bit too big, and then this one was just right. So Lucy locks in the 3 dresses. One thing I did want to note, and it's not a big deal, but I did notice it. This little guy here, it's really hard to see. He's got like some gray marks on them. A couple of the strings have like little gray smudges on them. I think it's from running them through the eyelets, and it's not really noticeable. It's not a big deal, but you know, I think worth mentioning. The quality of it feels really nice. Honestly, across every Lacemade piece I've tried, I actually don't think the quality of it, like the material or the construction, has really been an issue that I've found. It's always just the fit and the variety of fit. Because I feel like generally once you try a couple of pieces from a brand, you tend to get a feel for their size chart, and you can kind of reliably order from them again using the size that you're familiar with. Or, you know, read the notes that the brand makes about like, oh, we'd recommend you sizing down from your usual size with us, or like whatever. Lacemade, I don't think you can do that. The sizing is just a bit all over the shop for every different style, which I think makes it a little bit frustrating for consumers, and you can see that reflected in the reviews on the website, and I would echo that. I think I've gotten lucky today, but last time I wasn't so lucky, and there were pieces that were just like totally the wrong size. It was just really like all over the shop. I did keep one of the dresses, but the other ones I did return because I was like, the sizing is wrong, and I also wanted to see how the return system worked, and it was expensive. It wasn't a prepaid label, I had to pay by weight, which is fine. They outlined that. It's just, it's expensive. Also, you know, I'm reviewing things. I'm not doing it entirely as like a normal consumer, but I was thinking to myself, if I was just buying these items for myself, depending on the items, you would maybe be better off like selling them secondhand. And given that their sizing is a bit all over the shop and inconsistent, and I would argue even like a bit inconsistent with their own size chart, I don't love that from like a consumer perspective. And I would love for them to have some more consumer-friendly returns options if possible in the future. That's my oxygen deprived thoughts. I feel like I managed to synthesize them quite well before I like faint dramatically like a maiden. But that was my review of Lacemade, almost a year on. Thank you to Lacemade for sending me some pieces to review. I do genuinely appreciate it. I do go into these reviews with, you know, good faith. Will they do it again? Hey, not sure. But that is okay, because my priority is on giving you the information and the bits. Waka waka. Let me know if you'd like me to review any other brands. I have a couple in mind that have been plaguing me. I keep seeing them everywhere. But if you do have any specific ones that you'd like me to investigate, pop them down in the comments below. A big thank you as well for all of the support on the recent videos. It's been a very normal few months for me. I totally know what's going on. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!